The trial is a study of a drug called IDRX42. Now it has a name, Velzatinib. It was designed as a phase 1 dose escalation with then dose expansion cohorts. In the dose escalation, they had studied doses of 120 milligrams daily capsule doses all the way up to 600 milligrams BID. Somewhere between the trial, they did convert the capsule formulation to a tablet formulation. So the 600 milligrams correlated with a 300 milligram dose of the Velzatinib. So after the dose expansion, dose escalation, the dose expansion cohorts were in the first line GIST setting, second line GIST setting, and then third line and beyond. And initially, they had excluded other new drugs in the area for the third line and beyond. And then they opened another cohort where they did allow patients who had been exposed to other new agents like bezuclastinib. And there was another compound, NB003, that were allowed to enroll on the study after. So in ASCO this year, we presented data on, there were two oral presentations. One of the oral presentations was specific to the first line cohort and the second line cohort data. So patients were in the expansion cohorts for frontline, advanced, or metastatic GIST patients, and also patients in the second line after imatinib in the advanced or metastatic setting. So we presented data that showed that the response rate in the first line setting was 61%, but unconfirmed responses up to 65%. Responses, the time to response was short, and so far the responses look durable. In fact, initially, I think all patients did have some amount of tumor reduction, and I think 83% of patients still remain on study in that first line cohort. In the second line cohort, the responses were, I think, in the 40% range in the second line setting. And those patients are also, there are quite a few durable responses that have been seen. The progression-free survival of the second line cohort, I think there are around 48 patients in the second line cohort presented, was around 13.7 months. And I think the PFS for the first line cohort has not been reached. What was presented was also that this is a very tolerable, agent. It's more similar to imatinib in terms of its tolerability profile, where there's some GI toxicity. There could be some patients with some cytopenias, but overall very well tolerated. And the dose reductions that patients had to have were minimal. What was also presented in ASCO this year was the ctDNA data showing how the ctDNA clearance with this agent corresponded across all lines of therapy. So in that, it was presented this morning in the rapid orals, or actually in the oral session this morning, that the ctDNA across all mutation subsets, both primary, exon 11 and exon 9 for KIT mutant GIST, and also the activation loop, 17 and 18 secondary mutations, and 13, 14 secondary mutations of the ATP binding site, all showed reduction in their ctDNA levels on therapy. Some interesting data also came out of it that patients who shed less, where they have lower levels of ctDNA that is detectable in the blood, do seem to do well overall versus those that have more shedding. I think it could be a result of tumor bulk. But what's exciting to see is there is an active agent that has broad coverage. So the adverse events, as I mentioned, it is very well tolerable. Patients can experience diarrhea, some dysgeusia, taste alterations, some GI discomfort. There's some neutropenia that have been reported. In general, well tolerated. I don't think we had any major toxicities that were not anticipated that we don't see with the prior agents. We did monitor for liver functions, and all labs didn't see a major issue with that. Well, Velzatinib, based on these excellent data, is already being studied in the second line setting compared to sunitinib. So there is an ongoing phase 3 trial that compares Velzatinib versus sunitinib in the second line setting for advanced metastatic GIST that have progressed on imatinib or intolerable to imatinib, and patients do get crossover at the time of progression if they're on the sunitinib arm. We're also planning a first-line study, a phase 3 first-line study that compares velzatinib to imatinib that will be opening shortly in a couple of months, I assume, at least in a few sites, which for the first time since imatinib was approved is an agent going to be looked at in the frontline setting for advanced GIST. So that's the future.